Deputy Governor of Edo State, Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu, don't receive one Ogboge award from members of Edo Football Association when them carry waka come Government House for Benin City. Comrade Shaibu contrary salute give Edo Football Association sake of say Bendel Insurance win their first domestic trophy after 43 years and say Edo State need to bring back their league for them to achieve their past glory.
I want to also congratulate the Edo FA for breaking the record after 43 years of drought in the FA Cup, winning, and also not just gaining promotion into the MPFL, but sustaining and setting new records, because it's first club coming into MPFL after a long time, setting unbeaten record in the league, all through the league, unbeaten record. The first match was in Super 6, but it's on record that throughout the league matches we were unbeaten, which has never happened. And same year, we took the FA Cup after 43 years. So shows that football is back to its homeland, the native land. Because Nigerian football, both in terms of coaches and players, is not complete without an Edo person being involved. That has been the tradition, and unfortunately for a long time, government was on recess. And you recall that 2016, when this administration was seeking to be in power, the governor did say that we are going to make sport one of our pillars, and it was going to be one of our integral parts as far as tourism is concerned. And when people talk about tourism, they see only culture, but forgetting that one of the biggest form of tourism is sports. And even in terms of war, it's sports that unify the people. And you can also recall during the war, it was on record that when they had ceasefire during the war, was when Bendel Insurance and Santos had a match here during the war. So you can see how sports can unify and can help to deal with social issues and security issues. Look at the administrative part of running sport in Edo, which was to propose a bill to the House to repeal the moribund archaic sport council and have a sport commission. And when we started this, our distractors and opponents, political opponents, were making negative noise and wanted to even mobilize some of the sportsmen and women to resist it. But you know, whatever we are set to do, we see the end even from the beginning. And the challenge of any good leader is in the face of blackmail and protest to be firm on those things that they feel in the long run will benefit even the protestant. Because as at the time those things are being done by that leader, he has seen the beginning from the end, from the beginning. And he has seen the importance and the benefit even the Protestant will enjoy from having that thing done. But because the Protestant is not in a privileged position to see, so it's the duty of the leader to be firm to make sure those things are carried out for the benefits of the Protestant. Because at the end of the day, the Protestant will be happy for it, and he'll be excited and thank God for the leader to have insisted to carry out those reforms. But any leader that wants to be popular in everything will end up being unpopular in the end, because the people will stone, they will quarrel and say, if you do it, why did you do it? Because that is why we elected you to see for us. So any good leader must be able to see through those things, even the mix of blackmail and protest. So for us, it was obvious that those that were being asked to do those protests they were bringing politics into it and trying to distract us. But I was happy that the governor insisted, and the governor told us, go ahead and carry out those reforms. So at the end of the day, we have the free hand to carry out those reforms. Today, in the entire country, you just alluded to the FIFA, outside the continent of Africa, we are being recognized as one sub-nation now that has charted a better way for sport, not just for now, even for the future. Our templates are now being used by other states, and we are now being invited to come and help other states to set up. It shows that what we have done here, everybody is now appreciating it, and others are now emulating us.
Oga Shaibu constantly talk say sport for Edo State not be for only government, as them need to join body with private sector to achieve better things for sport matter. And say Edo State get target of 3,120 football players wey suppose they play the Edo League for the state. And for the aspect of the Football Association election, make them elect people wey understand football.
Now, we as government, we have done our own, because the duty of government to provide these facilities, provide the environment for any business to strive. Now, for sport to strive, we have created the enabling environment, we've created the facilities. So it is now you, the associations of various sports, to now take advantage to build your sports. Government will give its own support, but now it is time for you to seek private sector intervention and participation and sponsorship. FA in Edo must be private sector driven. They must get sponsors to sponsor you. We can give you assistance. But now it is time for private sector to take over sports, all sports. There should be company that should just say, we love football, and they should take all expenses of running football for the season. Thank God, contracts are signed every season. So, FA, football is the greatest business as far as sport is concerned in the world. So, Edo FA, we have our own meeting to see how you can now get private sector to assist in you driving. I'm seeing an FA in Edo. There are other FAs who come and learn from you. What do you want to achieve with the commission and you? We want to be able to have at least a minimum of 3,120 football players playing the league in Edo State. 3,120. I'll work out the mathematics. We can have active players playing and engaged 3,120. If you take out 3,120 for football alone in Edo State, do you know the number of youths you are taking out of labor market? When you now add the women football, you are going to be having almost 5,000 young men and women playing league and gainfully employed. Just imagine 5,000 young men and women out of labor market playing football, just from your association alone. When you go to basketball, when you go to volleyball, go to lawn tennis, go to table tennis, go to swimming, go to gymnastics, go to kickboxing, weightlifting, boxing, handball, volleyball, athletics, you'll be talking about having up to 15,000 young men and women out of labor markets. Insecurity will not be a thing of the past. And some of these young men and women are talking about, some of them are educated, some of them are uneducated, some of them are artisans, but they are all having God-given talent in them. So that's what we want. So I'm happy that the FA election will be coming. Please, your election should have FA chairman at the local government and FA executive at the local government that will be able to do the same work we are doing at the state level. Not FA that only during the election, they'll come to Benin, do election, and that is the end. We should have a replica of what we have in the state, in all the local government. Because going forward, we are going to charge you, and that is why we will have that conversation. We must have Edo State League back, State League back. Edo State League has to come back. No club in Edo will get promoted to any national league without playing Edo State League. That is what the tradition used to be during Ogbomudia. Tony Owen, that is how we were playing now. Yes. If you didn't qualify, if you from Division 3 to Division 2, Division 2 to Division 1, Division 1 you now go to Super League. That Super League is the one that will now get other 3 or 4 teams that will be promoted to National League. Now, just see somebody just wake up, you hear the team is in National League. How do you get to National League? So you can see that's why we're having half-baked players now. The player will just shine for one season and that's the end. Because the rudiment of the game, the foundation of the game has been destroyed. And the foundation of football is started from state league. All those players, they get entire games, principal cup, governor's cup, it is state league, they go first. It's from state league they are discovered to now play in Bendel Insurance. And I'm sure you play state league now before you go play Bendel Insurance and yes, sir. But most of these players that we have now, they don't even know what is state league. Because state league thing is completely dead. So we are bringing it back. So these people that are coming to do elect, one of their mandates, they must come and show us how they are going to bring the league back in their local government. Now you can see even the NFF, all of them or two, they are working with us to build. If we're not doing well, will NFF be interested in us the way they are now? So I want to thank all of you to assure you that we have a governor that loves sports. This governor is not like some other governor that say play, 200 million, play, 100 million. They didn't see why it is important to put money in sports. But this governor feels sports should be an integral part of our development, and it's part of our sport, and it's part of our tourism plan, sport. And that is why now accommodation is no longer enough. Those days we thought we have hotels, but now that sport is back, we discover we don't have hotels in Edo. There are some tournaments that are supposed to come now. The number of rooms they are talking, we don't have it. So we have to now tell them, not yet, not yet. So this is, I'm using the occasion to tell well many Edo citizens, come home, come and invest in hospitality business. Sport is back to Edo, and a lot of other activities are coming up. If you have a hotel in Edo now, you will make big money. There are a lot of tournaments that we cannot host now because we don't have enough hotels. You can imagine they are telling us to bring 10,000 rooms hotel. Do you have 10,000 rooms? Do you understand? 10,000 rooms. You understand? So we can see that we have grown the economy now, but private sector need to come in. So if you have money, please come and invest in hospitality business. Come and invest in hotel, because you will make your money on time and return. So I want to thank all of you and to say, look, let's not bring politics in sports. Sport has its own sport politics. If you want to play it, fine, but let's not bring conventional politics to sport. It will not work, and it cannot even work in NFF. I see many people writing rubbish and the rest. They should stop. Because those things they are writing will not change what we want to achieve. they will not change anything. Some I learned, they say their Mama Bendel Insurance does not know sport. So fine, I said, okay, that's fine. If Mama Bendel Insurance does not know sport, and she can win FA Cup after 43 years, I would like people like that don't know sport to come and continue. They should stop all this useless politics. That will not help us. That will not help us. So somebody that doesn't know sport, and I brought the person, and the person now earned the name Mama Bendel Insurance, and Bendel Insurance is winning. So please, they should stop. And if they don't want to stop, it will stop us from achieving what we want to achieve.
The acting chairman of Edo Football Association, Moses Agedo, contrary salute give Edo State government where them take join body for sports matter and say they need the support of the state government to conduct free and fair football association election for the state.
Let me also thank the state government and the deputy governor for the development of sports vis-a-vis football in Edo State. We removed so many street urchins from the street and make them good human beings through sports, thereby reducing crime to a greater extent in Benin, Edo State, and in Nigeria at large. Thank you very much. Our prayers now, sir, very few. Okay, before that, for the prayer, I want to thank you. We have 3 of our staff. We have 4 personnel in our staffing role in Edo FA. 3 are seconded by the commission. They pay their money. It's only one that will pay the money. I want to also thank the state government for doing such favor to us, who we are supposed to hire. And anytime we can fire our own staff, but we didn't work that way. You people said you should do it the way we are doing it. Thank you very much. I didn't see it as an intervention or an unnecessary or due intervention. I didn't see it so. Now our prayers are, please, it's very short. I'm mentioning this in passing. All those funds that they collected and returned to FA, we have not received any. We want to retrieve them on our own, processing our own, retrieve it from the SY chairman. I think you will oblige us with them so that we can have this election of our face, because the time we are giving is 3 months. A month is almost gone from the 3 months. Our prayers now are, 1, we want to beg and plead for the deputy governor to please advance money to us to enable us carry out this lofty venture of conducting free, fair, and credible elections in Edo FA. From the grassroots, which is the local government council election, it has never been done here before. This is the first time we are going to do it. We want to make sure we have lay a very good foundation for others to build on when we come in. That is the very first one, and that one is very laborious and involve forms. And the second is the election, is the one of the executive council, which is commonly referred to as the board election. So these two together, within 2 months, they have to go off our way. The second prayer, sir, is for an enduring stay, for an enduring Edo FA. We are pleading, give us subvention. Nothing is too small. If it's 1 million per month that we have been subvented, we will not be ungrateful.
From Government House, Benin City, A. Carter Ojisoli, TMC TV News.